Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Thursday, April 11th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Help support the show. You know what to do. Get yourself a Fade to Black T-shirt. 2 shirts, 2 ways to get them. The links are below. You can also become a Fade or Not. And there's 4 ways to do that too as well. Become a Fade or Not. Yeah. Access to our membership area. All of the shows are commercial free. All of the archives are there. Become a Fade or Not today. Get yourself a Fade to Black T-shirt. The links are below. All right. Tonight on Fade to Black, John Greenwald Jr. is with us for the Fade to Black Vault. Yeah, I said it. I know you guys were thinking it, but I said it. There you go. Tonight, John Greenwald on Fade to Black. And then coming up shortly, we're going to be on with Christina Gomez, Mysteries with the History. But today we're going to be talking about contact in entertainment. All forms of entertainment. That's right. And media. Yeah. So come join us right after the news today over with Christina Gomez. Let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1970. Yeah, we all remember this. Apollo 13, the third lunar landing mission, is successfully launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. But it all went wrong. On April 13th, oxygen tank number 2 exploded, disabling the normal supply of oxygen, electricity, light, and water. For the next 3 days, the 3 astronauts were stuck in the freezing lunar module while Mission Control frantically tried to develop a procedure that would allow the astronauts to restore the command module for re-entry. They were successful, and 4 minutes of radio silence, and then Apollo 13's parachutes were spotted. Yeah, we all saw the movie. And Apollo 13 splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean. Wow, that's crazy. On this day in 1970. Fade or fact? Today, I've got it. Well, they're always good, but today's a good one. If Pinocchio said, quote, "My nose will not grow," end quote, it would create a paradox. Think about that. There's your Fade or fact. Breaking news. O.J. Simpson died yesterday from cancer. He was 76 years old. All right. Now, let's get to the breaking news. During totality, you know, that thing that happened on Monday, the eclipse, April 8th, we all saw giant red solar flares around the obscured sun. We all saw it, right? They were huge. There were like 3 on the top. There was one down here at the 4 o'clock position, right? They were big. But were they actually solar flares becoming CMEs, coronal mass ejections? Multiple media outlets, in fact, all of them, including myself, reported that they were solar flares, explosions on the sun's surface that launched coronal mass ejections, right? Right. Well, the red flares seen by millions were actually a prominence. These are longer-lived plasma structures and not explosive-like flares. Okay? Unlike solar flares, which eject plasma as they explode from the sun's surface, prominences are plasma structures that remain connected to the solar surface for days or weeks, normally forming a large loop. Prominences can eventually snap and fling plasma into space like a CME, but this didn't happen during the eclipse. There you go. They weren't solar flare prominences, right? That's what you come here for. Knowledge. A global team of researchers has revealed a quantum breakthrough that could transform current computing and data infrastructure. The team used light to induce quantum behavior at room temperature during turning strontium titanate, a gemstone, which is a non-magnetic material, magnetic. The research team comprised scientists from Stockholm University in Sweden, the University of Connecticut, the SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory in the U.S., the National Institute for Material Science in Japan, and the University of Rome in Italy. Details of the study have been published in the journal Nature. This is a very big deal. That's right. A non-magnetic gemstone turned magnetic at room temperature. Now, last year, there was a physicist that published a couple of peer-reviewed papers in journals about the same thing, except it was, I don't want to call it fraudulent, but the papers have since been removed and his research was called inconclusive. Billions of cicadas are set to surface this spring as two different broods, one that appears every 13 years and another every 17 years, emerge simultaneously. The 13-year group, known as Brood 19 or the Great Southern Brood, is the largest periodical cicada brood stretching across the southeastern United States. The Northern Illinois brood, or Brood 13, emerges every 17 years. It's a cicada apocalypse. A cicada apocalypse. Nice. The bug's adult life cycles are just a few weeks, but their emergence will be staggered. So there will be about 6 weeks of the cicada apocalypse. Yeah. NASA engineers have discovered the cause of a communications breakdown between Earth and the interstellar explorer Voyager 1. It would appear that a small portion of corrupted memory exists in one of the spacecraft's computers. The glitch caused Voyager 1 to send unreadable data back to Earth and is found in the NASA spacecraft's Flight Data Subsystem, otherwise known as the FDS. Solving this issue could take weeks or even months, according to NASA, but if and when it is resolved, Voyager 1 should be able to resume returning science data about aliens. An Italian TV advertisement that depicts nuns eating crisps, which are potato chips here in the United States, by the way, instead of altar bread while receiving Holy Communion, has been accused of blasphemy by an outraged association of Catholic TV viewers. The 30-second commercial for Amica chips, one of Italy's top brands, by the way, takes place in a monastery and opens up with nuns preparing to receive Holy Communion. The tabernacle, though, is empty. It's got no bread. And so she fills it up with a bag of chips. With Schubert's Ave Maria playing in the background, the nuns file towards the altar, and when the first is given the Eucharist from the priest, she widens her eyes and a crunching sound is heard. The ad is airing right now on Mediaset, Italy's largest commercial broadcaster, and other networks. Blasphemy. For the first time, the Environmental Protection Agency has established national limits for 6 types of per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances in drinking water. The substances, known as PFAS, are nicknamed forever chemicals because they barely degrade and are nearly impossible to destroy, so they can linger permanently in air, water, and soil. Well, actually, and you. PFAS have been associated with a higher risk of certain cancers, heart disease, higher cholesterol, thyroid disease, low birth rate, and reproductive issues, including decreased fertility. Most people in the United States have PFAS in their blood. You do right now. And all of this is according to the Department of Health and Human Services. Bolivar Ford, a dealership in Bolivar, Tennessee, is surveying the costly damage after a massive hailstorm suddenly swept through town this past Monday afternoon that lasted for over 5 minutes. About 200 vehicles were exposed across the lot, and all of them suffered damage ranging from smashed sunroofs taillights and headlights smashed, to countless dings and dents across their hoods and frames. Some of the damage on vehicles retailing for $100,000. The total damage is over $1 million, and the dealership right now is planning a hail sale. I'm not making that up. Stunning Roman frescoes have been uncovered by archaeologists in Pompeii, the ancient city that was destroyed by an eruption of the volcano Mount Vesuvius back in the year 79 AD. Experts say that the newly discovered frescoes are among the finest ever to emerge at the renowned archaeological site. The works of art line the walls of what was once a large banquet hall. The walls themselves were painted mostly black, and the figures on the frescoes appear to emerge from the shadows, kind of like the guitars behind me. The site director, Dr. Gabriel Zuchtriegel, has said that the dark color was likely used to hide stains from the lamps that lit the hall after the sun went down. Kind of like the guitars behind me. An asteroid discovered 2 days ago on Tuesday will make an extremely close pass-by of planet Earth today, April 11th. Discovered on the 9th, flyby on the 11th. Asteroid 2024 GJ2 is roughly the size of a car. And since its discovery earlier this week, astronomers have calculated that the space rock is going to graze, and I'm stressing the word graze, by Earth at a mere 12,000-mile distance. That's just 3% of the distance between the Earth and the moon. That's right. Don't worry. It's small enough, allegedly, to burn up in the atmosphere. If anything goes wrong, don't look up. And then finally, I'll leave you with this. A 22-year-old French woman whose blood-drained body was found in an abandoned church in northern Italy's Aosta Valley over the weekend had been looking for a haunted house believed to contain ghosts. All of this according to police. A blood-drained body, a ghost hunt, and a church. That's right. Oh, stay with me. Stay with me. He had told family members about her plans before leaving the village near Lyon, where she lived in France. Police believe the victim could have been attempting to carry out a TikTok stunt, saying that her death could be related to a ghost hunting competition being played in France on TikTok. Police are also thinking that it was a consented murder or sacrifice. Police are still searching for a young man who was seen with her. There were also 2 other missing person cases in the area that police say could be related. A witness interviewed by police say the young woman was pale and emaciated and that the man had dark hair and olive skin. The witness told police investigators that she looked like, quote, a walking corpse. The dead woman, whose name has not been released, had been stabbed and bled to death. Then, someone scraped the blood off the floor and removed it from the crime scene. There were no signs of a struggle. I'm going to leave that right there. It's a crazy story. And that's all of the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Thursday, April 11th, 2024. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody it's a busy Thursday. After the news today, I'm on with Christina Gomez. We're going to be talking about aliens and contact in entertainment. We're going to do that. Then after that, tonight on Fade to Black, it's John Greenwald Jr. for the Fade to Black Vault. That's right. But for now, all I've got is Go Beckley Teppy.